What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk STEPN. Today we'll be talking about various different subjects. So I'm gonna let some people roll in, and then we'll get started. We got some people already asking questions on YouTube Live. What's going on? Eric, Mustafa. Creations, what's up? So I'll definitely be taking some of these questions. I know we already got a few questions on the live chat, so I'll definitely answer those questions, and we'll go over a few different subjects, and whoever wants to chime in, like always, they are welcome to jump on the Twitter Spaces and ask the questions, and or chime in your thoughts, whatever it is you want to do. And if you want more of a visual aspect, then you can join us on YouTube Live. So those are the two choices, and you can check out my facial expressions, I guess, if that's what you want to see. So we're just gonna let some more people roll in, and then we'll get started. Let me just post that we are live here on the socials real quick, and then we'll get going. Let me see, I'm trying to get the link here for the live stream without having to play it. Trying to get the link here for the live stream. My computer's going super slow right now. All right, I think I got it. Let's paste that. I see a request already from DGen Dad. I'll bring you up on stage in a sec. Give me a few. What's going on, guys, over on Twitter? I just opened up the mic. I forgot the mic was off on Twitter. My bad, guys. What is going on? I've been talking for about 3 minutes on my own here with the mic muted on Twitter. It's a good way to start, right? Just give me a few here. Whoops. I'm setting up the live stream here. And then we'll get started letting people join in. We got 20 over on YouTube. We got probably about another 20 on Twitter Spaces. I see DGen Dad is already has a request out, so I'll definitely be bringing you up on stage. Just give me a few, and we'll have that set up. All right, let me just create an event on the Discord. There we go. So that's all set up. And so it's been a kind of a up and down week depending what realm you're currently playing on. Let's take a look at the prices here on GST, on the 3 realms, and GMT. So let me pull it up on the page here. See, screen share, there we go. All right, so first off, let's take a look at GMT. You guys can see GMT today is down about 8%, it looks like, on the day. Is that what it is? At least in the last 24 hours. In the last 24 hours is down 8%. Last 7 days, it's down 5%. In the last 2 weeks, it's up 3%. Last 30 days, it's up 11%. So overall, in the last month or so, it's been going up, and that's for most of the crypto market. It's not just GMT, but GMT, as we have seen, has pretty much been following Bitcoin and the overall market. So that's definitely that's the one coin in STEPN that does move with the market. So so that's an interesting one. And then if we pull up, let's pull up GST here on Solana first. Currently down about 7% today in the last 24 hours, sitting around 5 cents at the moment, 5.5 cents. And if we look here in the last 24 hours, down 7%. Last 7 days, down 22%. Last 2 weeks, down 25%. Last 30 days, down 52%. So it's a big difference between GMT and GST. Remember, the Ape Realm has been live for a little bit over a week now. That the Ape Realm has been up and running. I believe, is it 2 weeks already? I'm not sure if it's already 2 weeks, but I believe it's a week and some change, right? And in that span, we're down about 22% on GST on the Solana side. Let's pull up GST on the Binance side. Kind of looks similar. It's down 9.5% in the last 24 hours. Last 7 days, it's down 31%. Last 14 days, it's down 42%. Last 30 days, it's down 80%. So that's actually a lot worse than the Solana. I just got a haircut and I have like hair tickling my face right now, so my bad. But yeah, so so this is down 80% in the last month. So that's a lot worse than Solana. The price, hold on, let me update here just to make sure we have the latest numbers, because it seemed a little bit off. Okay, so I just refreshed the page. We're actually down only 75% in the last 30 days, guys. So not not much better. It's currently sitting at 6 cents. And if we pull up the last one, GST, let's see if we can find GST on the Ethereum network. It's not letting me pull it up. Let me see. There has to be a way, because I have it pulled up on my phone. I'm not sure how to pull it up here though, because it's not letting me when I search GST. It's not even letting me search right now. GST, Green Satoshi. Let me try to write it out maybe. Yeah, it's only coming up in these two. So it's fine. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone so we can see where that's at. That one's definitely doing a lot better. It was at $8 last I checked. So, okay, here we go. So GST right now on the Ape Realm is at $7.94, down about 2.5% today. So that's an interesting one. It's actually gone up as high as, let's see, in the last few days. It's gone above $8. I'm trying to see what the high is here. It's not showing me a high. Okay, so it says all-time high is $9.48. So that's pretty wild. I didn't even know that it went up to $9, to be honest. But in the last 7 days, it's up 126%. So we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about you know, why that's up so much right now. I'm gonna take a couple questions, and then I'm gonna bring on DGen Dad and Abraham. They're both requesting, so give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna bring you guys up. I'm gonna take some questions on YouTube Live. So we got over 50 people right now on YouTube Live. Let's take a question from Eric Castro. He says, I want to know your opinion. Once GMT rolls out, what do you think the average user will do? Will they convert it and cash out? Do you think most are even at level 30 to earn GMT? So that's a great question, Eric. So what do I think the average user will do? I imagine if GST is at the same prices it is right now, then 100% people will be leveling up to level 30 to then get GMT if GMT earning is higher, right? So if they're earning more on GMT, then obviously everyone's going to level up to GMT earnings so they can earn GMT to earn more money. Will they convert it and cash out? It's going to depend on the incentives, right? And it's going to depend on several factors. One of them, of course, being their incentives to hold it or to spend it within the economy. So that's probably what it's going to depend on, I believe, on whether or not they cash out or they keep it within the economy. And the last one was, do you think most are even at level 30 to earn GMT? I don't think so. Right now, my sneaker's not at level 30, and it's just because it's not worth that exchange of selling GST for the GMT needed to get to level 30 right now. So and I still don't think we're even close to GMT earnings. So until we get closer to that, I'm not even bothering, spending my GST selling it in order to get to level 30. If the day that when that day that GMT earning is close, it's gonna take me 2 days, 3 days, whatever, to get to level 30. So it's not a big deal. I'm not currently there. Do I think most people are at level 30? Probably not, for the same reasons. And anyone that ever asked me if they should level up beyond 28, I always tell them not to, because there's just no reason to do so till right now. So I definitely believe the average user will definitely go up to level 30 though. So that will help GST. I believe once that happens, it's going to burn GST in order to level up to level 30. It's also going to take people away from getting GST as a reward, in turn stabilizing it, because it's going to be less inflation on the GST token, which means less sell pressure on the GST token. So that's definitely what I'm thinking as far as that. All right, so I think I'm gonna take on the first person that requested here, which was DGen Dad. Let me add him here as a speaker and put on my headphones. DGen Dad, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going, dude?
It's going great, man. How you doing today?
Good, good. I just wanted to ask something kind of silly. I don't know if you saw Jan's tweet earlier today about posting a hat that says "Make STEPN Great Again."
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
What do you think he's trying to allude to with that?
Man, that's a great question. I have no idea. Because even from the insides, I haven't heard anything or any whispers of anything. I really don't know. I have no idea. What do you think? Do you have any speculations on that?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like obviously like a MAGA hat.
Yeah, I did notice that.
So it's red. I don't know if it has anything to do with comfort, anything to do with GMT being close by. Obviously, all right now is speculation, but I don't know. Made me a little bit curious what he is trying to allude to. But yeah, really no idea either.
Yeah, I have no clue. I did see that Crypto Egger, I think it was today, posted about. I don't know if you guys have heard about the whole thing with the a wallet that was minting or buying GST before the Ethereum realm was even launched, and people speculating. It was like a Reddit thread, I think. People speculating that it was a team, and that they bought a bunch at at under $1 basically, and then sold it a few hours later for like $400,000 profit. And they were speculating that it was a team wallet. I don't think it was a team wallet, because what's the point of doing that for $400,000 when you just made 122 million or whatever that number was? And then Jan actually replied to it saying that it's definitely that it was not the team, and that it was somebody else, and that they've contacted Hubie, whatever it's called, the exchange that the money was sent out to, and that they're also locating the authorities and all that. So I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, no, I kind of heard about it. I think it was a big whale trying to speculating and all of that.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was a team, to be honest.
Yeah, so here's the reply right here that he says, "We have gathered evidence since last week and requested I don't even know how to pronounce the name. Hiobi? I don't know. Hiobi Global to suspend the perpetrator's account. Today, Hiobi had verified our request and limit the perpetrator's account access. We will continue to work with Hiobi to report this person to local police." So that's very interesting. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but it's definitely interesting. That's something that I saw today.
Oh well, that's all I had for you, bro.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you jumping on. All right, next on we're going to have Abraham. Abraham, what's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. This is my first time requesting to speak on your show. I usually talk on KuCoin Twitter space because I'm
Yeah.
working around this time, but don't tell my employer that.
Yeah, man. Welcome, man. Thank you so much for tuning in and requesting. So what you got for us today, man? What's up?
Nothing. I just wanted to speak on. I mean, like I know, like everything's kind of crazy right now. I think there's a little bit of a lull. I think a lot of the STEPNers are, using their time to keep themselves busy ahead of like any major announcements. So like the major ones that I'm thinking about is like the August town hall, and then maybe some additional potential updates for the NFT marketplace or the additional filters into the web marketplace. But I just wanted to highlight, like the community is like going pretty strong. Like Fire Launcher had his push-up challenge. He just what did he do? He added in like a ice challenge on like recovery, which I think is like super super like cool idea. Only because like STEPN always pushes you to like do more, right? Like earn more, buy more sneakers, exercise more. But like I think it's really important to highlight rest and recovery. And I actually rolled my ankle this past weekend on like a light jog, but like I rolled it pretty badly, and like the active side of me wants to like keep walking, but everyone's telling me to like rest and like don't like walk on a sprained ankle, and make sure you monitor and do all that stuff. So like it's been really cool to hear the community like reach out and offer like these advices for like rest and recovery, but also like highlight some of the importance around that.
Yeah, man, that sucks, dude. You rolled it. Did you roll it like while running, or was it doing something else?
No, yeah, I rolled it during my run, and then I had to walk back.
Oh man, that sucks, dude. Sorry to hear, man. Is it like all swollen up and stuff?
Yeah, swollen, bruised, but it's not. I don't think it's like a fracture. I'm like monitoring. I have it bandaged up and elevated. There's a lot of different opinions and recommendations on what to do, but everything seems to be compress, elevate, all that stuff. So hopefully I can get back into running in no time.
Yeah, man, that sucks, dude. I remember I rolled my ankle really bad when I was really young. I used to skateboard, and my foot got caught like in front of the board when I was like landing, and
Oh,
yeah, so I literally rolled over my ankle. You know what I mean? And like it looked normal at first, and then like I limped my way over to like to a bench or something. I sat down, and when I looked at it again, it looked like I had like a golf ball in my ankle. So
oh my goodness.
yeah, so it was pretty bad. I was like on crutches for probably like a month or so. So hopefully it's not that bad for you. Uh,
Yeah.
hopefully you heal soon. I'm actually dealing with an injury myself as well right now, um, and it's crazy because I either walk or jog every day. I play sports. I play like in a basically adult social club league. So I'm always active, and I like rarely ever get hurt. Like I might have some soreness sometimes the next days, but like I rarely like thank God I've never had anything serious. And yesterday I was cleaning my apartment, and like my back, it just died. I don't know what happened.
No.
Yeah, man, my back died. So so I announced my retirement to my girlfriend that from cleaning ever again. She will have to take on all the cleaning works from now on because
That's great timing.
yeah, right. I almost couldn't even do my walk yesterday, so I did end up doing it. But yeah, man, my back has been like on fire, dude. I have like a patch on and everything, like icy hot, all that. But yeah, it's been on fire, man, and it's crazy that it happened from cleaning. So it looks
Yeah.
like I can't clean anymore. I'm retired. I'm hanging up the mop and the broom, and yeah, just keeping my talents on other things.
That's not a bad retirement, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm okay with that. Wait, so you should check out silicone cups. They're like, do you know like acupuncture and Oriental medicine? They do like this thing called cupping.
Yeah, I've heard of that,
But they
yes.
have one that's like silicone and it's not glass. I just got a pack. And it's supposed to help inflame the area. Again, like not medical advice because like I have a couple friends who are acupuncturists and they recommended it. But it's supposed to like help with like blood circulation.
Yeah.
So that might be able to help, but obviously like I'm not a doctor, so can't recommend anything.
just in case it ruins my life. I got it.
Right. Yeah. But before I let you go, I have one question. Like, you know how it's kind of quiet and everyone's kind of getting antsy a little bit, like they're trying to figure out what's happening. What do you think is going to be like the biggest update that comes out of this month for STEPN?
I'm not sure. They haven't announced anything. They haven't really said much. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think still the biggest thing going around is still the HP system, the HP mechanic. So I don't know if there's anything else that they're going to do with that. I think right now they're kind of letting it. What it seems like to me is that they're kind of letting it play out to see how on the back end it's affecting everything all around. Seeing how the community's kind of taking everything in, and kind of they'll probably, I imagine, make a decision from there. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't see GMT earnings or anything like that coming out this month. Like I said, I still think that'll happen after September.
Right, I think so too. I think you have to wait until the bear market kind of like you hit that rebound, and it's in a much healthier place.
Yeah, 100%. And I know they're waiting for the economy to get better and all that. So,
right.
Yeah, it's definitely won't be till earliest after September. So I'm expecting it maybe Q4, depending on the overall probably market and economy and all that is probably what'll make either happen in Q4 at the earliest or push it back into next year is what it looks like to me on its current trajectory.
Man, that's gonna be a long few months.
Yeah, man. That's why I've been making like these threads on possible short-term fixes like the skins and stuff like that. And like I said on the thread, like my threads are not like, I'm not saying like, hey guys, I have this solution. What I'm saying is, hey, look, these are some ideas, and maybe it inspires someone else to come up with an idea that can that can possibly be the solution. I don't know what the solution is, so I'm just coming up with ideas in my head and kind of bringing some light to it. And what I've really enjoyed is the feedback that I've gotten from these threads. Because it's kind of changed the way the community's looking at things from, hey, this project's dead, I'm not thinking about it anymore, to how can we solve this? How can the input from the community possibly help the team and the project overall? So that's kind of the way that I've seen these threads. I know some people have seen it as me taking shots at STEPN or whatever it is. But it's hard to really express yourself through text messages, or tweets. So yeah, I've just let people think whatever they decide to think of, and whatever conclusion they decide to come up with. I let it ride. It's fine. It makes it a lot funner overall, I think, for the experience.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and I appreciate like your unbiased view as much as possible. I actually like that their bias almost comes from the side of like a normal player. Like I know you're an ambassador. I know a lot of the ambassadors have been in the project from the beginning, and like you've been pretty vocal about like you didn't get any like kickbacks from STEPN. You don't have any Ape sneakers. You don't have any Genesis, and you know in terms of like getting an airdrop to Ape sneakers. So like you understand the position from a user who's literally trying to build their foundation from the ground up. So like I appreciate like those views, and you know like at the end of the day like haters are gonna hate. You know you're gonna have somebody criticizing everything. Even if STEPN did the right things, all the right things, someone's gonna criticize, and at the end of the day, you're just gonna have to roll with the punches. So
Oh, for sure, 100%. You can't make everyone happy. You know, that's just part of it. And it is what it is. You know, I'm always going to be honest. What I can't do is just ignore things that are happening and ignore the majority community sentiment. So I'm always gonna be honest. I'm gonna try to answer and face on the tough questions and in an honest, unbiased, perspective where I see it from both sides. You know what I mean? As a player and as an ambassador. But I just don't want. I can't be fake. You know what I mean? I can't just sit here trying to spin everything into a positive when it's not. You know what I mean? Because then it looks kind of silly. And not saying anything about anyone else, that's fine. However they're doing it. I'm just saying for me personally, I just can't. Yeah. I've been doing this for way too long, way before STEPN was ever here. If STEPN ever went away, it doesn't affect me. I'm still going to be here doing the same thing I'm doing. And the only reason I'm able to do that is because of the community. So I always have to make sure that I'm looking out for the communities, first, right? And I have to make sure that I'm listening to everything the community is saying and all that. So
yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, but on positive upside, floor prices are going up.
Yep.
Potentially, minting is going to be equally profitable.
Yeah.
So that's kind of exciting. Looking forward to be able to mint again and not have to pay lump sums out of my GST exchange
Yeah.
to be able to mint. So hopefully, we see a good upside swing.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. Thanks for tuning in, man. I'm gonna bring on the
Yep.
next person, the next speaker here. But thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you for having me on. Bye.
All right, man. So next we have it looks like a special request here from Armandi. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. Let me see. Hold on. Did I click? I want to make sure not to click the wrong button here when you're bringing people on stage. I know I was on K-Train once and he kicked me off the space instead of bringing me on stage. Armandi.
Hi there. Hi, Bitcoin. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, man. How you doing?
Excellent. I'm doing great. I'm just here at the beach right now.
Oh, that's
just
beautiful.
Enjoying the view to the sea. Relaxing, taking a coffee, and
That's
just
beautiful.
listening to this podcast of the community.
That's amazing, man. Just for those who don't know who Armandi, am I saying your name right, by the way? Is it Armandi?
Yes, Armandi.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, Armandi.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so for those who don't know who Armandi is, he does a lot of like metaverse, virtual reality type of stuff, and you've been creating these amazing videos, and I don't know if you know, but today I actually put up a clip of one of your videos on my YouTube as a short.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No. I haven't seen it. You can use them if you want them.
Yeah. So I put it up on the page as a short because it was like a 40-second clip or whatever.
Oh,
I put the credit for your Twitter and all that so people can follow you and everything.
Oh, thank you very much. So first, I just wanna talk about two concepts because people are misunderstanding these two concepts about technology. So we have a VR, virtual reality, okay? Mm-hmm. And then we have AR, and that's augmented reality.
Okay.
People, they're making the confusion of thinking that VR is AR and AR VR, okay? but they're two different things. With virtual reality, you actually play or work inside a digital space, okay? And with AR, what you do is you place a digital item into real life through a camera or a lens or
Okay.
glasses in the future.
Okay, that makes sense.
So what I'm doing with the augmented reality is I'm just putting things that we as steppeners we find, right? Like when you get one resilience in a level 3 box or stuff like that, right? Like we all experience those things. The good things are the bad things. So my shorts, they're showing how Steppen could play in augmented reality in the future with the problems that we're having right now.
Yeah, no, that makes 100% sense. So what you're saying is there's a difference, and it is actually I'm learning here as you speak about this. There's a difference between virtual reality and augmented reality.
That's right. There's gonna be a point when we get an AR glasses that they're gonna combine virtual reality and augmented reality because they're gonna put together a high definition display, and then you're gonna be able to experience a digital world or the physical world with some digital overlay.
Yeah, I've heard of that, like from the companies that have been doing those, like the I don't know if it's the Google glasses or something like that. So that was more of a augmented reality versus a virtual reality, right?
It was exactly that's right. Right now, the virtual reality device that it's working pretty well is the Oculus Quest 2 because it's cheap and it's totally wireless, right? So it's the most
Right.
comfortable VR that you can have. So people that's what makes a product as successful, right? When you put it into the masses, when the masses start acquiring it, because at the beginning technology is very expensive.
Right,
Uh,
right.
but
Yeah,
as soon prices start to get cheap, people start to adopting those devices and they start to putting them into their everyday life, and then it becomes just part of them. Like right now, we all use our phones, right?
right.
So as soon as we get these augmented reality glasses, comfortable augmented reality glasses, people are gonna adopt them because it's gonna be a digital interface that's gonna put it's going to be able to put 3D models in real life space. So we are talking about NFTs too in this talk, right? Because buying a 3D model with an NFT will guarantee that you have the original piece, and in the metaverse is not going to be able to be replicated by pirates
Right.
because of the code.
Right. So AR, another example of it is like Pokemon Go, right? Like the app
That
that everybody was playing.
That's right. But the thing with AR, because I've been working with AR and with VR for around 5 years, doing designs and stuff, especially for real estates, for some jewelries, and for some
Hello?
engineering tools, and some product design as well here in Mexico. So the thing, what happened is right now, augmented reality is not great for the user because it's through the screen of your iPhone.
Right.
So it's not that comfortable. It's not that you don't get into that experience. That it's not that immersive. Uh, so right now it's kind of complicated, and like people just see it once and then they just stop doing it because it's not practical. But as soon as we get these AR glasses, everything is going to be practical because we're going to be able to interchange through the devices these 3D NFTs with easiness, just like with a click or with a voice command or something. And then we're going to just moving it to another account or to another another person, or we're just going to sell in it. So I've been actually studying how this economy is going to evolve using augmented reality.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So like for in the future, for the like the how everybody's saying the metaverse is the future and all that. Is that gonna be more like the augmented reality version of it, or more of, because there's a lot of stuff like what do you call it, Decentraland, things like that, right? But those are like, it looks like video games more than anything, with bad graphics. So when people that are not into it, like the core population, like they see that, they're like, why would I ever go into the metaverse? Like, I'm never gonna use that because it there's no reason. How do you think augmented reality is going to play the role here? Do you think the metaverse is going to be more of the augmented reality versus the virtual reality, the way that it's set up right now?
I got the perfect answer for what you just asked me. And the way I see it is just like this. There's two types of people, right? We got the introverts, and those introvert people, they actually like and recharge their energy when they get into their inner world. Like when they don't socialize with anybody, it's just with them, right? And then we got the extroverts, and those extroverts, they get energy experiencing the outside world. So in virtual reality, because I use both, right? I use augmented reality and virtual reality. And I may say that virtual reality is more like an inner experience, because you get in contact with your most inner self, because in virtual reality, you can experience whatever you have with this immersive digital world. So if you want to get into your inner world, virtual reality is going to be the place. So I think it's going to attract people that are introverts. But augmented reality, that's why it's called augmented reality, because it improves reality with tools. So like, for example, what I envision for STEPN is like, you're going to be walking, running, and then you're going to have, your heartbeats per second, how you're doing, how you're improving, the fat that you're burning, all this info, you're getting it at the moment. And also with the feedback, suddenly you're going to be running in a marathon, and then you're going to see that from the sky falls a level 7 box, and then you open it in that moment while you're like running, and you see a gem, and you get excited. That's how I see virtual reality for people who want to get tools in the outside to improve whatever they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've seen your videos on how that looks, and it looks amazing, right? That you literally have the mystery box in front of you, and you open it, and you can see what's inside and all that. So that gives me the idea of how that can look and how that can work. I'm definitely excited for that, man, because I think that's gonna be super exciting. Once we get to that point. Where games are doing that. I know there's been a few games that have spoken about having that as part of the project. I don't know how complicated that is to integrate into the project, though.
Well, how I see it is like there's two as well. There's two kinds of options that you can use in augmented reality. If you want to integrate into the experience, well, that involves another set of skill. It's more like a video game skills, right? So, but that's for the future, not right now. But what we can have right now is a 3D augmented reality files, because do you know? Okay, so augmented reality glasses are not here, but the software to get that technology, it's been here for a while. Like when you place an item into the real world using your camera, it tracks the shadows, the lights, the occlusion, all this stuff, right? So what you actually could do, because all the iPhones open these augmented reality files by default. You don't need any program at all to open it. Like if you have that augmented reality file in your iPhone, you just push to the file, you just open the file, and the camera is gonna tell you to track the floor, and then after tracking the floor, it's gonna place the item whatever you want. You're gonna be able to rotate the item to zoom it or zoom out, and then when it's in the place where you like it, you just leave it there, and then now you can move yourself, and object is going to stay there. Doesn't matter if you go far away, if you go near the item, it stays there. So people could imagine just people getting a badge that you can actually able to put in augmented reality and actually take yourself a picture into the real world with that 3D badge, or a video with that 3D badge showing.
Yeah, that would definitely be awesome. How far away from all of this do you think that we are?
Oh well, I know how to do that right now.
Right. Yeah, I
Like
know.
right now, I know that part. It's just right now. What I'm telling you, it's in the future. Is getting the experience into the game, right?
Right.
But getting badges, getting mystery boxes, NFTs, getting all this stuff, the technology is already here.
Okay. So
But so that's what, like, I'm doing this because I'm enjoying visualizing STEPN for
right.
the future, because I've been in STEPN since March, and
Right.
I'm a hardcore user. Like, I have a lot of energy. I have shoes on both and on the three realms, and I love it because I've been running for 10 years, and for me, STEPN, it's a great app to get people into running or walking, and running and walking is a great habit that we all should have.
Oh, 100%. 100%, man. I'm actually right now
Thank you.
I'm showing people your videos on Twitter on my YouTube live, because we're also
Oh,
live on YouTube. So I'm showing them the videos on your Twitter as you've been speaking.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, so it's been really cool, man. These videos are amazing, man. Thank you so much for coming on here, because you give a different perspective that most of the people don't even know about. You know what I mean? So I
Thank you.
love to see that, man, and I love what you're doing, in the community and all that, man. Appreciate you tuning in and all that. I like
Thank
to see
you.
that, man. Yeah, great stuff, dude.
Thank you very much, Bitcoin Daily. I really appreciate, like I've been silent because I've been studying the project, but I
Yeah,
think I'm in a point where I'm able to start speaking about it, because now I know many layers that I didn't knew before. So
yeah,
that's why I didn't want to talk about it. But right now I'm just trying to join the community. I just want to say that the things that what I think it's my weak point is that I don't know how to use Twitter and YouTube,
right.
right? Like, I know how to use Instagram, Facebook, 3D apps, all these technology things. But Twitter and YouTube is kind of like, because I never gave it the time. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm like right now, for example, I don't know if I should request, how should I request, and all this stuff. But I'm just going to be around, and thank you very much for having me. And I hope you guys enjoy my talk. And if you need anything, just give me some questions on my Twitter, and for sure I will help you out with that.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, man. It's a learning process for all of us. You know what I mean? Just keep doing it, man. Keep putting up this content that you're doing, man. You're doing a great job.
Thank you very much. Cheers, everybody, and peace and all love.
Cheers, man. So yeah, so for those of you that don't know, if you're on YouTube, then you saw the videos that I put up. But Armandi, what he does is he does a lot of like he was just speaking about augmented reality stuff with STEPN, and he creates these videos that they're really cool. I actually put one this morning. Well, that's why I thought he was coming on here. I thought that he saw it. I had put one up this morning, a clip of one of the videos, and it's just really cool, man. The videos, what he's doing, and all that. So those are really awesome. I had seen someone else request. I don't see any other requests right now. So if you did request, request again, cancel it, and send it again, so I can see it. Sometimes the app bugs out. But I'm gonna be taking some questions now on the YouTube side. We've taken some questions from Twitter. I'm gonna hop over now to YouTube. I see K Train and Abraham in here on the YouTube side, so shout out to you guys. So let's take a look here. Hopefully the Nightbot doesn't block the chat. The Nightbot's a little aggressive here on the YouTube side. If you put too many emojis, that's usually when he deletes your message. So just put one emoji. Don't put too many because the Nightbot gets mad. So let me take a look here at the questions that I've had. So I answered Eric earlier. I had another question here from Mustafa. So let's see what Mustafa said, because this is kind of long. Let me just kind of skim through it. It says, so what it looks like he's talking about, all official STEPN representatives and ambassadors of STEPN have said that the incentive to make money is not the right approach. That playing the game should focus more on being fit. They claim that the app, because it has changed their habits by making them adapt an active lifestyle. However, for most of us, this habit was developed when GST prices were high enough to provide solid monetary motivation. Thus, once the habit was developed, it had the tendency to remain regardless of the GST price. What I really do not understand is how STEPN will grab or entice new members to join, considering that the low GST prices have left zero monetary motivation for anyone to play the game. Okay, so basically he's talking about that a lot of people from the STEPN team were saying that, they've kind of switched over from move to earn and more of a lifestyle app. And on a lot of different shows and recording spaces, whatever it is, AMAs, it's been mentioned that they want it to focus on being active, right? So sorry about that. I don't know if everyone heard that. The computer just had a notification. So my thoughts on this are it's definitely so, and I spoke about this before on K-Train's spaces as well, that at the end of the day, it's still an investment app, right? It's still an investment because you have to put in money, right, in order to participate in the project. So if the only way to start off is by putting in money, it is an investment, whether it's going to be admitted or not, that's because of legal situations. But at the end of the day, it is an investment. You have to put money. If it was an app where you did not have to put money to participate, then it would be a little bit different. But right now, the only way you can participate is obviously you have to invest money. So because you're investing money, that's why the main focus on the app, for maybe not for the team, but for people playing or using the app, is to get is ROI, right? To get to break even and to make a return on investment. When you make any investment, you're expecting, the act of making an investment is expecting a return on your investment. You don't invest money to not ever receive anything back, right? So, acknowledging that part, right? That's one part that has to be acknowledged. Now, as far as it's a motivation and incentivizes you to run, of course, all that's true. And if there's not if there's not a big reward, then the app loses that incentive. Now, the other thing that I do want to mention though, even though it is a crypto project and we are in crypto, which is insane returns for the most part, right? It still is unrealistic to make your money back in 30 days. And that's what the app was offering, that you can invest X amount of money and you can make it back within 30 days. That's not sustainable. It's not, because when you start to scale that up to millions and millions of users, there's no way, it's impossible to sustain. You have to be bringing in billions and billions of dollars to be able to pay out people to 100% per month. It's ridiculous to make 100% per month. It's ridiculous to even make 10% per month, to be honest, right? If you can invest $1,000 and make $100 per month from that $1,000, that's an amazing investment. You're doing 120% a year. And even with that, at that point, even though 10% seems like very little money, it's only $100, right, on a $1,000 investment. The thing that you have to think about is the whales that are able to scale this up. So yeah, for you, it's only $100 a month. For someone that has $1 million, how much is that? Right now, you're talking about $100,000 a month. And imagine there's someone that has $10 million, talking about $1 million. And of course, people aren't going to be throwing in $1 million in here. But let's say people are throwing in $10,000, right? That's $1,000 a month. Now scale that up to 1 million people. What you see how those numbers just don't make sense anymore, because there's no possible way that you can pay out these things. As you when you're paying out that much, as you scale, it actually hurts you more than anything else, because those numbers are just not sustainable. So so that's the give and take with the way it's the setup. And that's why it's set up the way it is, where you have a utility token that's rewarded that has no cap, right? So they can just print it infinitely so that they can scale. Now, what happens is that inflation affects the total value of the token that you're being rewarded, which then, you know, it goes down. So there's so many different levels to it that it's tough. And it's tough to say. I know for me and for other people, it's created this habit to active lifestyle habit to go out for walks, jogs, whatever it is, every single day. It's been amazing. How are we going to incentivize the next million people? I don't know. But the new realms is helping to do that, to continue to incentivize to new users. What sucks about that is that it doesn't really incentivize old users. So that's the balance that needs to be struck that hasn't been found as of yet. And the team's path to that balance is GMT earnings. So that's what we're waiting for. We don't know. We really don't know what that's going to look like. And I don't really want to speculate on it too much. But I understand the idea behind it, which is, you know, if people are earning more GMT instead of GST, now they're burning GST, less GST is being printed daily. That means less inflation for GST. So now you can decide whether to earn GMT or GST. It could be something strategic, and maybe hopefully that can incentivize the older realms again for the people out there. So it is a complicated subject, and there's just it goes so deep. Right? It's difficult to discuss, and you have to try to see every single point. Like, you have to try to see both sides. Don't only look at it from the user's standpoint, but also from the projects that's rewarding that standpoint. Like, it's definitely, it's just not sustainable. And if you guys watched the first video that I ever made about STEPN, I said, you know, in the video that the key thing for the project was, how is it going to continue incentivizing when this happens, when prices start falling, when it grows too high, when just a lot of inflation? What else is the team going to do to keep the incentives alive for the project? And how are they going to keep creating these sinks for the GST to have that balance? So yeah, so it's a great question. It's just such a complicated question to answer, because yeah, it's crazy. Let me see. Okay, I have another request here, so I'm gonna bring on this next person that requested VP active, and I see Fanboy Master as well, so you'll be up next. Let's bring on VP. Let's see. VP, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you can call me Vlad, calling from UK. Yeah, first time using Space.
Vlad from UK. How you doing, Vlad?
Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, first of all, I would like to say thanks to you for all information you're providing and for everything you do for community. really appreciate it and helping a lot. And I would like to have your opinion on something which is stick to my mind after recent interview. I can't remember what event was it, but a lady from STEPN Gilgamesh, if I'm pronouncing correctly,
Okay,
when question was raised, I think by you actually, in regards to HP. I won't remember correctly question, but it was sort of, did STEPN team calculate or miscalculate how HP was introduced? And her answer was that they did all calculations and realized that would help longer term for STEPN application. And they left for the team, for the players to advise if that is affordable or not. And obviously, after induction of this new system, HP system, I think a lot of users, you realize, is just simply not affordable. I, for example, have only 10 energy, but that's good enough. So I would call myself as an average player. And if I would spend 5 GST, 5 GMT at that point would cost around 90 GST. I would really spend to restore more than I earned after the run. And what is worrying, and maybe I'm wrong, I just don't understand on how team made decision to introduce something which wasn't affordable for standard players. How they just decide not to calculate what average player is earning versus what they would need to spend in order to restore. Yeah, good. They made already a few changes and hopefully they'll make a few more, but it's just a bit worrying. Maybe I'm wrong. That really where I want your opinion, please.
Yeah, 100%, man. And it's a great question, and it's definitely something that we've been discussing, especially myself. I've been bringing this up a lot. The whole HP mechanic, how it's come out, how it's been, and how it is, especially for the smaller players with, one sneaker, 3 sneakers, that really have like zero shot at getting level 1 gems or level 2 gems in mystery boxes. Because it's a real concern, and I made a video about it, talking about the HP mechanic and my concerns around it. I spoken about it the last 2 weeks probably in the STEPN community podcast. I think I brought it up to Gilgamesh as well. And yeah, basically what they were saying, that the team, they have some sort of financial model or something that can kind of see how it financially, I think was what she was saying, affects prices. Not financially, economically, right? Economically, how it's affected. But what it can't produce, and the numbers that it can't produce, is how it affects the community. Like, it has no idea. I thought that one of the ways, like, if you're gonna run, just like, because it's tough. Like, you can't just run numbers on how it affects the economy and not see how it affects the community, because I think there has to be a balanced approach to that. And I think one of the ways that the ambassadors can help, now that there's so many new ambassadors, is by being the voice and being able to bridge the community's voice, right? So, and I can tell you right now, like, I think before, I don't know if it was before it was even out, but I gave a lot of thoughts on the HP system privately to the team. Was it heard or not? I have no idea, but I wrote it in the chat. We have like a group chat. I wrote it in there, and I saw a lot of other ambassadors also chiming in. And our main concern was the core community, and I believe 99% of players, or maybe not 99%, but the majority of players, I would say over 50%, probably have 3 sneakers or less. Doesn't matter the realm. Right, so those are the ones that get affected the most right now by this HP mechanic, because if you have 3 sneakers or less, you're probably not getting mystery boxes above level 2. Like maybe you'll get lucky sometimes and get a level 3 where you can get a level 1, and you have to pray that it's comfort gems. But a lot of people aren't getting, like, it's so tough. I know Beth, one of our other ambassadors, has spoken about that. She was speaking with someone, and they were mentioning that, you know, in 2 weeks they received, I think, I want to say 2, or no, in 2 weeks they received 1 comfort gem from a mystery box. So once you started scaling it up, like they would have to buy comfort gems once they got in, I forgot what amount of days, they got to that 20% where you have to, you know, repair it. They would have to spend over 1,000 GST basically in order to get those comfort gems, because that's what it starts happening, right? The people that are 3 sneakers or less, they're not getting these comfort gems, right? They're not, and they're barely making that GST. And if they have 3 sneakers or less, they're not going to be bringing more Solana onto the platform to repair the sneakers or restore them. What they're going to be doing is having to use that GST that they've earned for the last, or, you know, while they've been using it, to then swap it. They have to sell it over for Solana, and then they have to use that Solana to buy the gems. So there's pros and cons to this, the way it's set up right now. I do give credit to the team because they have made changes, you know, as they've received some feedback. The thing is that, you know, they should have probably tried to get some feedback before just releasing it out into the wild, because I know as ambassadors, we had a lot of feedback on it. But, you know, it is what it is on that point. Now, the pros and cons to it, I understand the pros of, okay, each sneaker now has a lifespan, right? So this is going to force people to, 1, burn some GST, or 2, they have to just kind of get enhance it, right? They can enhance the sneaker, or 3, they have to just buy a brand new sneaker. And I was looking at the numbers, and depending on where you are with your sneaker, what type of sneaker it is, all that, like, it might be cheaper just to buy a brand new sneaker once your sneaker goes to 0, because that's just how expensive it is right now in order to get GMT. Because the main thing affecting it is that GMT, because I think right now one GMT is, I don't know how many hundreds of GST, right? So that's the main thing affecting that. I think maybe if they put in some sort of dynamic system which helps with the difference between GST to GMT, that could maybe be something that helps, sort of how they have dynamic minting, but it also makes it more complicated. So I don't know what the solution is, but you know, one of the so I spoke about the pros. Now the cons of it is, 1, more sell pressure on GST. So, you know, one of the benefits that has been stated is that you have to burn GST, but that gets completely overshadowed by the amount of GST that you actually have to sell in order to get the GMT to be able to buy those. I mean, not GMT, to be able to get those, buy those comfort gems, in order to then be able to level up your sneaker. And so that puts sell pressure on GST. You're gonna have more sell pressure than the minting what's being burned. So sell pressure gets higher on that, and that does not help. There's already enough sell pressure on GST side. So that's been my main concern with that. The other thing is, like you said, now, like, you're barely making money already. So the incentive is already really low on realms 1 and 2. And now with this HP thing, now like half of the profit or whatever that you're making has to go back to restoring your sneakers at this point. And again, the incentive's already really low on the older realms, and this doesn't help the incentive. This actually hurts the incentive more than it helps it. So those have been my 2 worries. And then the last thing was the level 25 free upgrade is pointless, completely pointless to me, and it's kind of like it shows a disconnect from the overall community, which is what really bothers me, because what they're kind of presuming is that the community is just going to level up to 25 to get that, and the reality of it is that they're not, right. Most people are stopping at either level 9 or level 19, and just to get from 9 to 10 or 19 to 20, it's so expensive that it's almost cheaper to just buy a brand new sneaker. So that's kind of it's tough, because it's just, I understand where the team is coming from, but we're still not there with what their goal is. And if it's not changed, then this is gonna hurt more than help. I think, in my personal opinion, I do know that they are looking at feedback and making changes. So I'm hoping that some more changes are added here in the future, and hopefully this month, where based off the community's feedback. So that's kind of something that we're kind of waiting on. On my Twitter, if you pull up my Twitter, I have a graph actually from Omar Chavez. I retweeted it on my page, where he kind of broke down the cost on an Excel sheet for using the level 1 gems, level 2s, or level 3s, and what their cost is in GST and all that. And we saw with this breakdown that the cheapest and most optimal strategy is to buy level 2 gems. So if you're a person that has if you're a person that has 3 sneakers or less, you're definitely not getting level 2 gems. It's just you're not getting them. So you will have to be buying those in order to be able to use it, because this is going to be the cheapest way to go about it. So so you guys can check that out. It's definitely very interesting. I'm showing it right now on my YouTube live. For those on here, for those on Twitter, you can check it out on my Twitter profile. Just scroll down a bit. I retweeted it from Omar Chavez. It was a great chart. That gave us a great breakdown on that. But yeah, and for more information, a deeper look into those the HP system, you guys can check out the video that I did on that, where I really kind of broke down some more of the numbers and my thoughts around it. So you can see this video here. It's called STEPN HP System: How to Optimize Your Sneakers. It's on my YouTube page, Bitcoin Daily, if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, it's definitely a concern that I have. I do know the team's looking at it, so I'm hoping that it gets to a point where it feels more fair to the core community, to the people with 3 sneakers or less, people with common sneakers. They're affected the most. Also, the other thing is people that are already upgraded their sneakers to level 28 or more, or past level 25, they can't get that free upgrade no more, and they've used all their points, so we can't reallocate them, right? There's no reallocation yet, and when it does come out, it's going to be super expensive probably. So I think the team owes the community at least one free reallocation. Maybe it could be where you can reallocate at level 30, and that will incentivize users to level up and burn that GST, burn GMT, to get to level 30. When you get to level 30, you can reallocate your points one time for free. I think that would be a great way to incentivize people to level up to level 30. And that'll at the same time help the community. So for the people that didn't put any points towards their comfort slots. So, I mean, to me, just thinking out loud, that seems like a win-win. I don't know. But yeah, I hope that answered your question, Vlad.
Yeah, thanks for open and honest opinion. It did, and I would hope that further changes will be made by team. So I have, like I mentioned, 9 sneakers. 3 of them I put on level 19, runner, walker, and jogger. And one of the reasons for that is just to keep that momentum, delay this process, delaying me to go down to 20 or even 0%, and hope for the best that some changes will be made. So I'll keep doing that. And thanks once again. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of the week. Thank you very much.
No problem, Vlad. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. All right, so we got one more request. He will be the last person I'm bringing on. We've already run over an hour. So we got Fanboy. I know Fanboy's been waiting for a while. My bad for
Hey,
taking so long to get to you, man. But how you doing, man?
very good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. What's going on?
Hearing you since the beginning, I've been giving it a lot of thought about the GST GMT problem we're having right now in the game in the community, and we're having this problem with a million users or daily active users, and the plan. I think the plan. You correct me if I'm wrong. The plan of STEPN is reaching 100 million users eventually, right? I don't know if it's next year or the year next, but if they, I think what they're doing is they're trying to solve the core problems that brought the GST to the levels that they are today. So I have a question for you now. Do you think the team can automatically bring GST if they wanted to at least $1 if they wanted
I mean, I would imagine that if they used a bunch of money, you can manipulate anything you want with a lot of money. So I mean, if they wanted to just burn a bunch of money, sure.
Yeah, I ask you the question because what incentives do you have to bring 100 million people? Because now, for example, with 1 million people, it's kind of hard to maintain them incentivized. For example, when I started in April, and I got the activation codes, I put them on Twitter and they went like in 10 seconds. Now I easily last like 2 or 3 or 4 days and even more to for them to be redeemed. So obviously people are not entering because why enter with a 5 cent GST price? And if there's no GMT earning, then what can I do in stepping, And that's really worrisome. I guess the team is uh, working on it, but uh, how soon are they gonna bring the solution to the problem? Because I think people are gonna get tired eventually. The ones that don't have the running as a sport or as how do you say this, as a tradition, as a habit to do it.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
think they should work on that, and also the market conditions. If they're waiting to release GMT based on market conditions, we really don't know when that is. People say that the floor has been reached. Well, we have seen like a week or so of Bitcoin moving sideways, a little bit up, but basically sideways. And we know that GMT is correlated in some way to Bitcoin. But what happens if it maintains sideways for a couple of more months? GMT is not going to be released, and if GMT is not going to be released, then how can we solve the problem with GST, the sell pressure? So that all those things come to my mind.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's we're stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? It's tough to you know what is the right move, and like you said, for GMT, I personally, and this is just my personal opinion, I have no inside information on this. It's not going to be released. Minimum, the earliest, I think quarter 4. But if they're really waiting on the market to really get like really get in a good spot, then maybe it could be next year. So between now and then, there has to be something else, right? And I think that the team is probably already thinking about this. Hopefully, they should be, right? But I'm thinking that there has to be, of course, something else, right? And some sort of other incentive or some sort of other short-term fix. I don't know. And so like last week, I did a thread on how skins has helped all these other games that are free to play games, become these billion-dollar companies. Now, what what we still need, even if we were to release something similar to skins, we still need that social aspect of STEPN to be able for those skins to have a place in the game. Because like we're not like, how many people are just gonna buy skins just to post on Twitter? Like I don't think too many people are gonna do that, right? We could see on the votes when they did the vote, only 30,000 people were or less are voting every time. So that shows how many people are actually like following on Twitter. So we need to have, it has to be more than that. So the way to have more than that, I think, and this is one of the fixes that could help, is to not only have skins, but to also have that social aspect. So have maybe like a leaderboard, and then when you're on the leaderboard, let's say it's a weekly leaderboard. When you're on the leaderboard, you can have your sneaker on there, whatever the skin on your sneaker is. So now there's a reason for people to spend GST to get that skin, right? So that they can see it on the leaderboards. So I think that would be needed with the skins at the same time in order for it to make sense, and to and I think that could potentially help in the short term while they're trying to bridge that gap between when the market is in a good place again for GMT earnings. So I'm not saying it's the only solution. I'm not saying it's even the solution, but it's at least an idea for a solution. And like I wrote on Twitter, I want more people sending me these ideas, and I'll put it up on my page, and I'll try to to put it in front of the team if it's a good enough idea. And because maybe a million people together are going to be a lot better than 100 devs on the team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And it's right around the corner. I mean, in October they're gonna release the marathons. The marathons has the leaderboard component that you just mentioned, because based on the leaderboards, according to the white paper, we're gonna have NFTs and badges, and NFTs and GMT prices based on the top percentage of leaderboards in the leaderboard. So they can do that and mix it with the socialify the skins and bring a little movement to the in-game economy. Because right now, for example, I have level 18 runner, the GMT earner that I have it at level 23, I think, and I'm just using them. I'm not leveling them up, because what's the point right now? It's not worth the GST, and we have to incentivize people to do both things. Whoever wants to cash out, cashes out. Whoever wants to spend in the game, spend in the game, or whoever wants to do both. But we can't pretend to control people not to cash out everything or a portion of it, because at the end of the day, it's your tokens. You earn them. You do whatever you want with them, and the team has to be clear on that. And if how can I say this? If everybody decided to cash out, then there has to be a problem. So I think they're working on it.
Yeah, 100%, and that's why they're trying to introduce more syncs into the game and stuff like that. They're definitely trying to figure it out, and I think partnerships are going to also be a big help when if they can get like a big partnership with a big brand or something like that, like they mentioned in the AMA, some sort of I forgot what they said, something about social media or a sports club or something like that. That could also help to bring in users. So but again, it's gonna come down to, okay, so how do they keep the value in the economy though when the users are earning money? Why? Because it has to be the user's choice, right? Why am I going to choose to continue to reinvest versus cashing out? I think that's the big question that needs to be figured out. You know, it's a big one because when you're being rewarded in an inflationary token, that token is going to continue. The more users earning that, you know, if there's no reason for them to continue to reinvest, if they're going to cash out. What else are they going to do with it? You know, and it comes back to that it's an investment. You know, you have to put your own money into it, and that's why people care so much about money. And they're always going to, whether a team wants to acknowledge it or not, the users are always going to be here first for the money, second for the active, healthy lifestyle.
Exactly. And November, it's the STEPN brand expansion. So it reminds, there has to be many brands or many partnerships coming up. I was hearing the community podcast where Trevor was talking about, well, not in detail because I know he can't say all the inner workings that they're going through right now. But obviously, there's partnerships coming, and it reminds me of something that Jan told me directly in a space where I asked him, "What about is GST going to stay?" I don't. The price was in that time like $4, and he said that there's going to be a time where, for example, GST is gonna be $1, $2, and the difference to that $5 is gonna be given out in other with other products exchanges. I guess in that time he meant the partnerships. For example, you earn $2 GST, and the rest you get with that GST. You can buy a shoe in a store, for example, with a partner. And I don't know. I think they're gonna go in that route. They're gonna go that with our GST, we're gonna be able to redeem products from the partnership they're making. I think that's the way they're gonna balance out the earnings.
Yeah, I mean and that'll be cool. The thing is, you know, when is that going to happen? That's the issue, you know, and that's why there's a lot of FUD because there's fear, and I wrote this the other day. There's fear in the community, you know, because we like everyone's like the price is going down, price is crashing. It feels like there's no time there, like there's nothing that's bringing the price back up. So of course it's going to be fear within the community, right? There's uncertainty because we don't know when things are going to correct or go back up. We don't know when GMT earnings are coming out. There's just so many things that we don't know. So then that brings us to doubt, which is, you know, the community starts doubting that the team can right the ship, sort of say, you know. So I mean it's a normal thing to go through. I think, you know, and I look, I know that the team's not sitting on their thumbs, they're not sitting on their hands doing nothing. I know that they're working. I just my whole issue has been communication. I think communication alone could fix a lot of the issues that we see within the community today, because a lot of it is just left for speculation, and the community comes up, we come up with our own conclusions, right? So I think with better communication, it can alleviate a lot of the stress, a lot of the FUD. But yeah, without it, like, we're gonna come up with our own conclusions. There's gonna be FUD out in the markets at all times, and it's gonna be tough, and it makes, you know, my job tough as an ambassador and all the other ambassadors tough, because we're the ones on here live taking the heat from everybody, right? And then, you know, we're supposed to be positive about everything, and, you know, and it's not fair to us, you know. It's the same way it's not fair to the community. So yeah, man, it's tough. It's a tough spot overall, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and just to close it out a bit in a little high note, I was hearing, what was his name, the one that does the AR, the augmented reality.
Armandi.
Yeah, Armandi. I was thinking about the future and the augmented reality. I don't know if you guys have seen Ready Player One or
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu, but that world that is all full digital and real
Yeah.
mixed, it's coming. Not right now. And Young said it's not coming right now, but they're building the infrastructures to eventually go there. And I saw news last week where there's already the concept of a contact lens that has 30 times the resolution of an iPhone 13. That's the recent iPhone phone right now. So I don't know. Down the line, 5, 10 years, we can see really cool things with STEPN and other projects in the metaverse.
Oh,
It's really
100%.
interesting.
And there's that. Did you ever see that movie? I think it's called Guy, with
Yeah,
with
yeah, guy. I saw it like 2 weeks ago. It's really
yeah,
really fun.
and that's exactly what we're talking about, right? Where he just puts on glasses, and everything's it's an augmented reality. So that's exactly what Armandi was talking about, and what you're mentioning now. And yeah, that's 100% the future. It's only a matter of time before we're all there at that point, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for the participation, Jay.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you again for tuning in and for coming on here, man. You're here every week, man. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, man. Take care, man.
Alrighty, man. Alrighty, guys. So I'm gonna take a few questions, a few more questions here on YouTube, and then I'm gonna close it out. We've had a lot of a good speakers here today. I'm let me make sure not to remove them from from the entire thing. But yeah, so I'll take a few questions, guys, in the YouTube live chat. So if you guys have anything you want to ask, drop it in. I'm gonna answer a few questions. I'll probably do like 2 or 3, and then we'll sign off. I am starving and I haven't had lunch. It's 3:30. It's about to be 3:30 here where I am. So I have not ate anything at all. I am hungry. I actually DoorDash. I ordered my food on DoorDash. It's basically the same thing as Uber Eats. So my food is here. It's ready. It's ready to be completely devoured. But let's finish up here first. All right. So Project 5 a.m. and I've seen Project 5 a.m. a lot in the chats, man. Shout out to you. Appreciate you being here. Project 5 a.m. is asking, what are the pros and cons of having 3 shoes each on Solana and the Binance chain with high luck level 28 versus 9 shoes on one blockchain? So I can't speak a lot because I can only speak from experience, right? So from my personal experience, I only have 1 shoe over on the Binance side. And I have 9 shoes or more on the Solana side. So my on the Solana side, I have a somewhat high luck sneaker. It's not really a high luck. It's like 120 luck. So I don't consider it high luck, but I get level 6. I get level 4, 5, 6 boxes. I think I've got 1 level 7 box maybe. Now, the pros and cons of having 3 shoes on each. I mean, for me personally, I'm good with, like, I'm barely even using my Solana one right now. I've been on the Ape Realm, just using that. And then if I have more walking to do, then I'll do it on the Solana side. If not, like, I'm not out there like I gotta use all my energy, you know, like I do around an hour a day. In total, I have 20 minutes right now on Ape, and I have like an hour and something over on Solana. I'm only doing an hour regardless, so I'm not doing all the full energy. And I'm getting I think on the older realms right now, the luck game is funner for me. I'm enjoying more playing for luck on the older realms, and on the Ape realm, I'm just playing for GST and to hopefully get lucky and hit a mint scroll. That's basically the way I have it set up right now. I don't, but like a high luck sneaker, I don't have. So like I can't even speak on anything above level 7 mystery boxes because I haven't got them. But the thing with the Lux though, you can only get 4 mystery boxes, and it's not profitable to boost it right now. So like basically, I would say you should probably have one of each, right? And just because if you have high luck sneakers on both Solana and Binance side, it's not going to make sense because the mystery boxes are connected, right? So you can only get 4 mystery boxes even if you have high luck sneakers on both. So I would say to go for a high luck sneaker maybe on one, and then on the other one a high GST earner on the other, if you want to have 2 different realms that you're moving on. I don't think it makes sense to have high luck sneakers on both. I think that's what you're asking. So hopefully I'm able to answer your questions with that. Let me see what other questions we got here. All right, so Eternity is asking, if you didn't restore your sneakers HP and were intended to keep it, do you have to restore it? So you don't have to restore it. You only have to restore it if one, you want the energy that it uses to continue giving you energy in that realm. Then you have to restore. You have to make sure your sneaker is always above 20% HP. And if you want to keep using it, you have to make sure your sneaker is always above 0% HP. So those are the 2 times that you're going to have to. If you want to keep using it, you're going to have to restore it. You really have no choice there. So yeah, if you're gonna if you intend to continue using it, you have to restore it. If you ever intend on selling it, you have to restore it to 100%. So yeah. Someone else is asking K Wei Chung or Ka Wei Chung. Hopefully I'm saying it right. He says, hi, I'm new to STEPN and I was wondering if it's worth to open mystery box level 1. Look, guys, ladies and gentlemen, right now, for me personally, and I've been opening up level 1 mystery boxes because I have no choice on the Ape Realm, they are definitely not worth opening. Because I have never gotten a mystery box that has had a level 1 that has had anything. All my level 1 mystery boxes have had less. It costs 5 GST to open, and it usually gives me like 2 GST back. So it's not worth it for me. I have to open it because it's clogging up my mystery box spots. So and it's probably going to be the same with you. So you're probably going to have no choice. Is it worth opening? It's not. But if you want better mystery boxes, you're going to have to open them to get them out your way. So that's the issue with that. Right now, on the Ape Realm is when I've been getting my experience with, having 3 sneakers or less and having a low luck, right? So I've been running into all these issues, having to open up level 1 mystery boxes, having to open up level 2s. Level 2s, I haven't got anything in a level 2 mystery box. It's been basically the same thing as a level 1. I'm getting GST back. So I don't know what the numbers are. I know that's like 26% or something like that I'm supposed to hit a minting scroll. I have not hit not 1 minting scroll. So now I've only opened like 4 or 5, maybe a little bit more. I haven't hit anything yet on the level 2s. So yeah, level 1s, 100% not worth it, but you're probably gonna have to regardless. All right, so I'm gonna take one more question, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So if anyone else has one more, if not, I'm gonna look here through the chat. I know I've had a bunch of questions while we've been having this. Let's see. Someone said if they start to give out GMT, then GMT will start inflating. Well, the difference between GMT is that GMT has a cap. It's not infinite. So that's why they're trying to burn enough GMT. So by the time it's time to earn GMT, they want it to be the value of GMT to be higher, right? So they want it to be maybe $10 or something, $5, $10, right? So if you have, because the way that you're going to earn GMT is per 1 energy, not per 0.2 energy. So let's say if every 1 energy you get 1 GMT, for example, if it's $5 and you have 2 energy, then you're making $10 on a 10-minute walk or whatever. So they're trying to get it to that point where it's more valuable. So because you're going to be earning less than what you're earning with GST, as far as the amount of coins being rewarded out every day. There's going to be a max, I believe there's a max number every single day that can be given out. So depending on that max, that's how the rewards are going to be split up. So again, I'm not exactly sure 100% how that's going to work, but that's the idea behind it. All right, guys. So yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to speak about today. We've been live now for about an hour and a half, so I think this is a good spot to wrap things up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I had a bunch of people on the stage, and thank you guys all for tuning in, for participating. Everyone that participated in it, both on Twitter, both on the YouTube side. You guys, I'm doing this every single week. So, I'm doing these. I'm trying to, so the idea right now is trying to do these spaces every Monday. I'm trying to do a Twitter thread on STEPN at least once a week. I'm pretty much looking for the biggest issues within the community and creating a thread around it. And then throughout the week, I'm probably also dropping a video. So, now, it's if there's something to speak about on STEPN, I'm doing a STEPN video. If not, I'm probably doing videos based on just other general crypto stuff, market stuff overall, Bitcoin, things like that, indicators, trading, whatever it is. So, so you guys can check that out twice a week. I'm dropping videos on the YouTube Bitcoin Daily. If not, I'm dropping threads once a week on Twitter Spaces, on Twitter, and I'm doing the Twitter Spaces once a week as well. So I'm definitely dropping a lot of content. You guys can also follow me on Instagram, bitcoin.daily. I do a lot of Q&As on there, answer a lot of questions as well. And yes, I think that's pretty much it, man. I think I pretty much covered everything. I am starving, guys. So I will see you guys on the next one. As always, guys, peace and love.